Every year, the AGS Honors and Awards Committee deliberates to select the finest examples of geographical or geospatial research, scholarship, or service, and recommend they be awarded appropriate medals by the AGS Council. We began a tradition 11 years ago to recognize these examples of excellence at our annual symposium. It is our honor to do so again today. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated, and I ask the President of AGS, Dr. Marie Price, to come to the stage and convene our honors and awards ceremony. Marie?
Thank you, John. Dr. Jepson, Dr. Goodchild, Mr. McLean, the new AGS Honorary Fellows, distinguished participants of the American Geographical Society Fall Symposium, AGS counselors and fellows, faculty, members of the Columbia University, honored guests. We are pleased that you are joining us this afternoon for recognition of 5 AGS Honorary Fellows and the presentation of 3 American Geographical Society medals. When the Society was founded in 1851, provision was made for the appointment of honorary fellows. The Society awarded its first medal in 1896, the Cullum Medal. Since then, hundreds of honorary fellows have been recognized for their accomplishments. 10 medals have been created, and nearly 200 people have received them. The honorary fellows and medalists were established to recognize excellence and were awarded to individuals who expanded geographic knowledge through research and exploration, pioneered new geographic technology, and used geographical thinking to influence policy. In short, we're interested in cartographies and geographies of consequence. Many of the recipients have been from the United States, but about half of our medalists have come from other countries: Brazil, Canada, China, Germany, Mongolia, the United Kingdom. We recognize geographical excellence knows no bounds. Through the awarding of honorary fellows and medals, AGS has recognized world leaders, astronauts, explorers, cartographers, inventors, entrepreneurs, researchers, and other professionals have contributed to the knowledge and the use of geography for the benefit of society. This year, the AGS Honorary Fellows include Dr. Joseph Ferreira, Mr. Nicholas Christoph, Dr. Jennifer McWhorter, Dr. Tiara Moore, and Dr. Karen Polensky. And the medal recipients include the Alexander and Ilse Melamid Medal to be awarded to Dr. Wendy Jepson, the Cullum Geographical Medal to be awarded to Dr. Michael Goodchild, and the John E. Gould Medal to be awarded to Mr. Craig McLean. The first awards we will make today will be the announcement of the new AGS Honorary Fellows, and I will call upon Dr. Deborah Popper, Chair of the AGS Honors and Awards Committee, to recognize the 5 individuals selected for 2025. Deborah?
Thank you, Marie. It is my honor and pleasure as chair of the Honors and Awards Committee to introduce the Honorary Fellows. And this is a larger group than we've had in quite a long time, so we feel like we're reviving this particular tradition. The first, Joseph Ferreira, is Professor of Urban Information Systems at MIT. His pivotal role in the early development and integration of geographic information systems into the field of urban planning, particularly during the 1970s and 80s, adapting and expanding GIS technologies for urban analysis and decision-making, was critical. In that early GIS period, he bridged the technical and applied realms, ensuring GIS would not remain a tool only for geographers, but become a cornerstone of modern urban planning and public policy. His innovations continue to influence smart city platforms, urban informatics, and civic data systems used today. Our second, Nicholas Christoph, longtime Pulitzer Prize-winning New York Times columnist. Based in China in the 1980s, he was known for his coverage of Tiananmen Square. His columns throughout his career feature unrelenting attention to human rights and social justice around the world. His recent columns are a model of critiquing the state of the world, who is at risk, and the consequences for them and the rest of us, challenging public policy to show its moral compass. Unusually open to the public, Christoph runs with a mission to nurture the younger generation. Every year, he runs a win-a-trip contest that selects a college student to accompany him on a reporting trip to a place of compelling interest. The 2025 recipient of that award went to Ghana with him and Sierra Leone and dealt extensively with the consequences of cutting USAID programs. Our third in this list is Jennifer McWhorter. Let's see, Jennifer, please come on out here, okay? And so Dr. Jennifer McWhorter, an oceanographer based in Miami, is currently an assistant scientist with the Cooperative Institute for Marine and Atmospheric Sciences within the AOMLO Physical Oceanography Division. Her work as part of the ARGO program requires extensive fieldwork, data collection, and model building. Her objective is to amplify findings for climate science, physical oceanography, and coral reef ecology in order to better understand threats to reef ecosystems. She is clearly a young leader, especially in comparison to the previous two in the field. So congratulations. Okay. Our fourth new honorary fellow is also one of our younger ones. Dr. Tiara Moore is founder and CEO of Black in Marine Science, a program that evolved as part of her work with the Nature Conservancy. Black in Marine Science is a nonprofit membership organization focused on climate change, ocean literacy, and recognizing Black past and current marine scientists. With 600 members from 30 countries, this organization, under Moore's direction, is fulfilling its mission to create future leaders and future collaborators. And our fifth and final new honorary fellow moves to the older segment of our population here, of which I completely see myself as part of. Karen Polenska is an internationally recognized economist and professor emerita at MIT. She is best known for her pioneering contributions in regional economics, input-output analysis, and the economic environmental energy nexus. Her work has profoundly shaped how policymakers, planners, and academics understand regional development and sustainability. Karen Polenska's legacy lies in her ability to translate complex economic models into tools for real-world policymaking, especially in regions facing challenges from industrial change, environmental degradation, and inequality. Her work continues to influence contemporary debates on regional resilience, green growth, and spatial justice. And so let's give that group one final round of applause. As we welcome them to the AGS family. Okay, thank you for them. Now we should bring out our first medalist. And so I'm asking Wendy Jepson to join us out here, and Chris and Marie as well. Those receiving the Alexander and Ilse Melamid Medal, endowed in 2002 by Ilse Melamid, are working at geography's core, the dynamic relationship between the human and the physical, how we live in the world, take and shape resources as we make and shape our own societies. The 2025 Melamid medalist, Wendy Jepson, does just that, looking squarely at the most critical resource of all, water. Dr. Jepson is University Professor of Geography and Director of Environmental Programs and Environmental and Sustainability Initiatives at Texas A&M. With all her academic degrees in geography from University of Wisconsin-Madison, Syracuse, and UCLA, Jepson attributes her attraction to the field to the professors she encountered along the way, who approached the world in innovative ways, crossing boundaries between disciplines, spaces, and social spheres to arrive at often surprising, nuanced, and challenging understandings. Her earliest research started with Amazonian Brazil, but she subsequently worked as well on water issues in a very different Brazilian landscape, the arid Northeast. Her efforts over her career have brought her closer to home, especially the colonias along the U.S.-Texas border, and then to more global issues. She keeps expanding her geographic reach as she targets methodological improvements to better grasp and explain access, or lack thereof, to water. Her methods span the scientific, social scientific, and humanistic. Water security too often has been discussed in dry terms, numbers that represent a scale that can mask individual experiences and effects. Adapting the methods of political ecology, Dr. Jepson has made sure to think at individual and human and household scale, what that means for people's daily life, health, and well-being, rather than at the more common approach that concentrates on regional differences. Jepson has won recognition and support from major institutions in the field, NSF, National Academies of Sciences, Mellon Foundation, UN, FAO, USAID. Her scholarly rigor, creativity, and collegiality have made her the perfect person to take on the global initiative of Household Water Insecurity Experiences Research Coordination Network, which brings together scholars from across the globe. The metrics she and her colleagues have developed get wide-ranging input from those often affected but never asked. Its range of respondents and questions allow for a deeper understanding of vulnerability. The metrics adoption by the UN and FAO helps promote better policies, especially for vulnerable communities. In a climate change world, addressing water security is critical at every scale. And we can expect even those previously presuming everything is all right in our corner of the world will increasingly find that assumption challenged. Attention to Dr. Jepson's work can help us all prepare. Therefore, for these reasons and more, on behalf of its grateful members, worldwide scholars, and all who recognize the importance of excellence in geographical research and exploration, the American Geographical Society honors Professor Wendy Jepson by presenting her with the Philip and Ilse Melamid Medal on this, the 21st day of November, in the year 2025 in New York City. Congratulations. And now I invite Dr. Jepson to share some wisdom with us. Yes, wisdom.
What do I call it? Wisdom. Good afternoon. I'm really deeply honored to receive the Alexander and Ilse Melamid Medal from the American Geographical Society. My sincere thanks to the Society, to the Melamid family, and I had the joy of meeting Ilse today, the selection committee, and those mysterious folks who nominated me. Your belief in the importance of this work means more than I can express. This award recognizes a collective effort of a global community, research teams, practitioners, and communities who have all worked to reframe how we understand water insecurity. Over the past decade, I've had the privilege of collaborating with those in the Household Water Insecurity Experiences, RCN, which I do want to acknowledge was funded initially by the National Science Foundation. And together we developed new metrics, advanced theories, and elevated the voices of the most affected by water insecurity. What I value most in leading this community is to influence global conversations on water justice and policy. Our work categorically shifted the debate about water security from just supply to focusing on the lived experience, on safety, on predictability, on trust, on affordability, all those things that underpin the key issue, human flourishing. And recently, we focused our attention on the water insecurity challenges in the United States, arguing that climate change, deteriorating infrastructure, and institutional inertia have left many households and communities facing uncertain prospects for a future secure water. So to my collaborators who are not here, but who I can send this link to, because I believe we are being recorded, I want to thank Amber Wooditch, Justin Stoller, Alexandra Brewis, and many, many others, including Amber Pearson, who have helped me and have given me their friendship in this journey. I'm grateful to the Fulbright Foundation, National Science Foundation, and others who have supported my work, and of course, to my family, Christian Brandstrom, Andreas, and Nicholas, thank you for your unwavering support and patience. So receiving this medal is a moment of reflection and renewal, and it makes me, again, just realize how special geography is. Geography has a crucial role in shaping equitable ecological futures. And to that end, we must continue to center our inquiry and our questions on the human experience, challenge dominant paradigms, co-produce knowledge with communities, and mentor the next generation to think critically, to act ethically, and to engage deeply. Thank you again for this incredible honor.
Now I'll ask Michael Goodchild to join us, as well as Marie and Chris. Yes. Okay. The Cullum Geographical Medal, AGS's oldest, established in 1896 to recognize the advancement of geographical knowledge, goes this year to Michael Goodchild. The Society gave its first two medals to explorers, first to Robert Peary, and then the following year to Frederick Nansen. Both went out into the world pushing against geographical boundaries, trading on their exceptional ability to find their way through untracked terrain. Goodchild's accomplishments, too, have pushed the field boundaries of geography into new terrain. His early attraction to caving placed him in dark and uncharted locations, resulting in an interest in wayfinding that then gets translated into novel forms for its communication. Widely described as the father of GIS, he was central to developing the tools to create geographical information systems. His work has always been at the cutting edge of intellectual and technical geographical worlds. His ongoing efforts ensured that GIS systems were scientifically grounded, not only in design, but also in application. Asking the right questions about process and audience has always been important to Dr. Goodchild. Distinguished Professor Emeritus at University of California, Santa Barbara, he has spent much of his career there, previously holding the Jack and Laura Dangerman Chair of Geography, director of its Center for Spatial Studies. He has also directed or co-directed the National Center for Geographic Information Analysis and the Alexandrian Digital Library, all of which profited from his ability to collaborate with those from other fields. As GIS developed, Goodchild continued to engage in understanding its limits, challenges, uses, and misuses. While his work has played an outsized role in the massive expansion of data collection, he has simultaneously kept alert to the ways in which this requires intelligent systems to manage uncertainty and awareness of who is doing the collection. He coined the term volunteer geographic information, an apt description of GIS initiatives like OpenStreetMap. Goodchild has been prolific with over 550 articles and books. He has served on numerous editorial boards, led numerous teams, and created institutions to further geographical knowledge. The path he followed with GIS is a model for those now concerned with moving GeoAI forward as a powerful, reliable, and socially responsible effort. We are by no means the first to honor Dr. Goodchild. He was awarded the Prix Vautrin-Lud, elected as member of the U.S. National Academy of Sciences, a foreign member of the Royal Society, and corresponding fellow of the British Academy, and he has received numerous honorary degrees. In retirement from the University of California, Santa Barbara, he continues working with positions at ASU and Hong Kong Polytechnic University, ever finding new projects. His curiosity and versatility are a gift. Therefore, for these reasons and more, on behalf of its grateful members, worldwide scholars, and all who recognize the importance of excellence in geographical research and exploration, the American Geographical Society honors Professor Michael Goodchild by presenting him with the Cullum Geographical Medal on this, the 21st day of November in the year 2025 in New York City. Congratulations. And now, please come share your wisdom.
Thank you so much to the Society, and thank you for the invitation to come here and receive this wonderful medal. It is actually a beautiful medal, and even though it comes in a locked box with a key, I can offer views afterwards, if you're interested. It features Colombia arriving on an unknown shore in a boat and stepping out to explore the world. That, of course, was one of the major concerns of George Washington Cullum when he bequeathed the medal. And as you've heard, many of the early recipients were actually explorers. I do have a very small claim to that. The longest cave in Canada, Castleguard Cave, does feature my footprints as some of the first ever in there, in that 20-kilometer cave. And there's also a section of passage in Mammoth Cave National Park in Kentucky, where I was one of the first people for about half a mile of muddy cave passage, which was a small addition to the very long, world's longest cave of Mammoth Cave. That led me to geography. And in fact, it was the interesting caves which led me to graduate school at McMaster University in 1965 and to a PhD in geography. And it was only then that I really discovered the fascination with geography. And of course, almost immediately after that, with GIS. So it's been a wonderful 60 years. And I once wrote down a list of the reasons why I thought GIS was a wonderful way to spend one's life. One was the connection to the rest of the world, because I firmly believe that GIS is not a virtual reality. It's not a replacement for reality. To do GIS well, you must know the world. And it's interesting that Johannes Vermeer, in his famous painting of the geographer, which hangs in the Art Museum in Munich, in Frankfurt, he clearly imagined the geographer surrounded by maps, surrounded by globes, but looking out the window. And it was that engagement with the real world which really attracted me to GIS. Another of my reasons, there were 7 of these originally, another of my reasons was because GIS was constantly evolving as a result of new technology. And we've seen many, many waves of development in GIS. And of course, most recently, GeoAI. So this has been a 60-year career of wonderful new ideas coming into the field, being adapted, being treated as opportunities for the development of GIS. So thank you so much for this medal. Thank you for the pleasure of coming here and enjoying this wonderful conference and having an opportunity to think an awful lot more about GeoAI based on what we heard in the last 2 days. Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you. And our last medalist, I will invite to join us on the stage. Craig McLean. And while they are joining us, I would like John Gould, for whom this medal is named, to stand. Gould medalist Craig McLean's long career has exemplified integrity in science. In retirement, he continues to carry out that commitment. The John E. Gould Medal, AGS's most recent, was created by Ilse Melamid in 2021 to recognize ethical standards in geographical work. In creating this medal, Mrs. Melamid looked to AGS's longtime council chair and lawyer as a model of such exemplary service. What is ethical practice? Well, look at John Gould to show us the way, and look at Craig McLean as well. Born and raised in New Jersey, McLean has spent his career at NOAA, where he attained the rank of captain in its Uniformed Commission Corps. At retirement in 2022, he held 3 positions: NOAA Assistant Administrator for Research, Acting NOAA Chief Scientist, and U.S. Head of Delegation to the UN's Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission. Throughout his career, he put his body and knowledge to work on, under, and adjoining the seas. He found new species, old shipwrecks, and new terrains underwater. He took on critical roles in exploration and mapping, resulting in fact, the capturing of over 2 million square kilometers of the ocean floor. He captained ships, created alliances, and increased knowledge of processes and interactions critical to our understanding of climate change, weather forecasting, and fisheries and marine life protections. Beyond the U.S., McLean served for 11 years as the U.S. representative to the Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission, UNESCO, where he led the new UN Decade of Ocean Science, an initiative that resulted in a global deep ocean sensor system that vastly expanded knowledge and cooperation. As an institutionalist who values research, science, and collaboration, he's been a force for expanding and improving NOAA's grasp of ocean and climate systems. Since 2019, he's become known well outside the marine world for staying true to the data. As NOAA's acting chief scientist, he insisted on getting an objective report on the Weather Service's reporting on Hurricane Dorian's path, a report that differed from President Trump's. The report, which vindicated the scientists and rejected political influence in weather reporting, made him a target, leading to his dismissal for the rest of that administration. He returned to NOAA for a time with the new administration, and then retired again. Still active in ocean work, McLean is now advisor to Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution, the Ocean Foundation, the Rising Seas Institute, the Ocean Race, and he keeps speaking, writing, and advocating for integrity in science. His awards keep piling up, too. He received the Support of Science Award from the Council of Scientific Societies Presidents, the 2020 Compass Distinguished Achievement Award, the 2021 Support of Science Award from the Council of Scientific Society Presidents, and the John Maddox Prize, sponsored by the journal Nature, for, and I quote, standing up for science and evidence in the public interest and showing courage and integrity in the face of challenges and hostility. Notice the theme. Therefore, for these reasons and more, on behalf of its grateful members, worldwide scholars, and all who recognize the importance of excellence in geographical research and exploration, the American Geographical Society honors Craig McLean by presenting him with the John E. Gould Medal on this, the 21st day of November in the year 2025 in New York City. Congratulations. And now I invite you to share some more wisdom.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much for a kid who grew up on the other side of the Hudson River diving in zero visibility water. This is pretty astounding to be here and to have this level of kind recognition bestowed upon me. I thank the society, I thank the folks who nominated me, and to the awards committee and all of the leadership of this very well-respected society, which I have to apologize, as a navigator, it's taken me a long time to find my way here. And as a note to many folks, some of you who may be a little more early in your career or junior in your career, stay with professional societies. They are a wonderful opportunity to grow and to build and to have the mentorship that's necessary in order to succeed. I would never have enjoyed any measure that one might declare as successful if I didn't have very meaningful mentors who guided me through many different stages. So I'll take you back down to the foot of 125th Street, near where we were yesterday. If you went all the way down to the Hudson River there, you can look directly across that river and there's a boatyard there. And I worked in that boatyard. And when I was a kid, my ambition was to be a deckhand on an oceanographic research vessel, having been inspired by the films of Jacques Cousteau. I never dreamed that I would have the opportunity to be in the places where I was, and I would never have dreamed until a few weeks ago that I would be standing here with you folks and to be honored in such a way. Receiving a medal that mirrors the name of John Gould is entirely inspiring to me when I got to know John briefly yesterday at the dinner and understand what his career has been like and where he has led and the integrity that he has brought in every step of his career. So John, I salute you, sir. Thank you. I was an officer in the NOAA Commissioned Corps for 25 years. I would imagine that that's not a service that you're quite familiar with, but maybe from the American Geographical Society archives, you would recognize the Coast and Geodetic Survey. The linkage between the Coast and Geodetic Survey and the American Geographical Society is proud and profound, and there were at least 3 ships in that fleet, the Bowie, the McWhorter, and the Davidson, who were named after American Geographical Society leaders during the course and time of their career. So the heritage is profound. Well, the last thing I will leave you with, in addition to my gratitude, is my appreciation for my family who has supported me during many years when I was away at sea, and my beautiful wife, Joanne, thank you. And I also need to express my sense and gratitude to every one of you who stand for the truths of the science that you know and understand. Now, yesterday we described geography as, and I'll paraphrase, the physical measurement, but then the poetry to explain this earth. I encourage you, since you're doing wonderful at the physical measurements, to be spending a little bit more time in the poetic explanation of this earth that we know, because the public, by and large, doesn't know it. And when we have political influence that tries to dilute, debase, and displace the science, it will be the public's knowledge that calls that out as an untruth. So please remember, about every 4 years, we have the opportunity to elect policy. We do not elect science. Science stands on its own merit and is defensible because of the methods we use and the conclusions we make. I thank you very much for this honor, and I thank you for welcoming me to your house. Thank you very much.